we're going to go through the Sunni Shia tensions. We're only going to look at modern years, okay? And we're going to see the way that me and Apostle, because again, this started because the Muslims are saying they're really enjoying this, right? They're like saying ex-Muslims are having an ex-Muslim civil war, and they're like grabbing their popcorn. Look, they're grab some popcorn. Look, this is what their description says, right? So they're having the Muslims are having a lot of fun watching ex-Muslims fight with each other, right? So they're really enjoying this, okay? And they're like, oh my God, look at all these ex-Muslims fighting, right? And I just want to see, like, okay, so when ex-Muslims go to civil war, okay, what is our ex-Muslim civil war look like, right? And then I want to compare that to see historically how do we do compared to the Muslim civil war, right, between the Sunnis and Shias, okay, just to see like how far we've gone, right? So let's do Muslims, okay? Let's look at the history, just the modern history, okay? I know there's a lot of stuff that happened before 1979, but I just want to go a little bit through history with you guys and just see what's happened. I'm just gonna try to go through this quickly. All right, so again, I don't think it's fair to go all the way back from Muhammad's death to compare, because the ex-Muslim civil war is recent, so it's okay if we just focus on the modern Sunni Shia tensions. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying in the live chat. Yeah, okay, so Matthew is already lost. I hope the rest of you are catching up. You understand what's happening? Okay, yeah. Sultan is saying, if I need no, guys, we're actually not gonna do Sultan. No, don't even joke about it, okay? Yes, okay. All right, let's continue, okay? All right, so on January 16, 1979, Iran's Islamic Revolution, Iran's ruler, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, flees the country after months of increasingly massive protests. Ex-Shia cleric Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returns and leads an Islamic Republic based on a constitution that grants him religious and political authority under the concept of Velayat Faqih, or guardianship of the jurist. For the Khomeini is named supreme leader, supreme sandwich, and starts to export the Islamic export. This is the key for a term here, okay? Export. It wasn't just an Iranian revolution. It was an Islamic revolution, okay? This is, a lot of people think about the Iranian revolution of 1979. It wasn't an Iranian revolution. It was an Islamic revolution, okay? Which is viewed with suspicion by Sunni rulers, okay? This is when the tensions between the Sunnis and Shia started escalating, okay? In countries with significant Shia populations such as Iraq, Bahrain, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, Pakistan, most importantly, Saudi Arabia and Lebanon, okay? Then in same year, 1979, in December, the Soviet army invades Afghanistan. Soviet forces invade Afghanistan after the communist government in Kabul requests military aid to fight Islamist rebels. The insurgents, known as the Mujahideen, those who fight jihad, attract mainly Afghan fighters and are augmented by thousands of foreign Sunni fighters, including a young Saudi named Osama bin Laden. Weapons and cash for the Mujahideen are supplied through Pakistan by Saudi Arabia and the United States. The war, which is framed as a resistance to Soviet occupation, raises the profile of fundamentalist Sunni movement. Okay, so just so you guys understand, the United States was funding the Mujahideen in Afghanistan mostly because of their fear of the Soviet Union, but Saudi Arabia was doing this funding mostly because of the influence of Iran. So this was Saudi Arabia, which is a Sunni monarchs, they were in fear of the increase of Iran's power in the region, and that's why they were funding Mujahideen, which included Osama bin Laden at that time. Okay, so this is, you can see the tensions between the Shias and Sunnis rising ever since 1979. Okay, and then in July 1980, okay, so there's a major thing that was missed here in history. I don't understand who wrote this crap, because there was an attack on Kaaba by some Wahhabis who looked at the revolution in Iran against the monarchs and wanted to do their own version of revolution against the monarchs in Saudi Arabia. And that's what made the House of Saud, the Saudis in Saudi Arabia, become extremely more religious to appeal to the Wahhabis after that. Okay, so that rebellion was crushed. But there, you see how bad Saudi Arabia is, and how much Saudi Arabia started funding terrorists all around the world. Wahhabism all around the world, which then led to terrorism all around the world. That was a reaction to this Shia Islamic government in Iran. Okay, so all of that started because the Sunnis were afraid of the Shias in Iran. So all of this mess happened because of Saudi Arabia's response to Iran. Okay, okay, so Shia in 1980, we have Shia protests in Pakistan exposed sectarian tensions. Tens of thousands of Shia protests in Islam against the imposition of some Sunni laws on all Muslims. Okay, so again, it's not telling you this. The reason in Pakistan, the reason why the Shias and Sunnis started becoming divided and fighting each other was, again, because Saudi Arabia was influencing Pakistan and building madrasas and trying to get Pakistan to become more and more Sunni, and the divide between Sunnis and Shia started increasing because of the Saudi Arabia's reaction to the Shia revolution in Iran. Okay, so Pakistan going to shit is also because of the Shia-Sunni divide that started after the Islamic Revolution in Iran. Pakistan president gives Shias an exemption, but the sectarian. By the way, now you can see that Shias are being accused of blasphemy left and right. Recent days in Pakistan, all of this started in the 1979. Okay, so let me actually see. Shia an exemption, but the sectarian confrontation becomes an important political issue in the country. Sunni groups such as Lashkar-e Jangavy, I don't know these names, funded by Wahhabi clerics in Saudi Arabia, killed thousands of Shias over the next 3 decades. Guys, so we have our first death count. Okay, so I don't know, maybe we should put like yeah, no, actually, never mind. Let's go back here. Okay, so Muslims, it doesn't say how many thousands kill. Okay, I'm just gonna say just like 1,000. Okay, just to be 1,000. Okay, and then we have ex-Muslim civil war. I mean, the ex-Muslim civil war hasn't even started yet, so that would be 0 here. Okay, so we'd say 1,000 for Muslims and 0 for ex-Muslims we have here. So their civil war. So kill thousands of Shia over the next 3 decades. Smaller Shia sectarian militant groups such as I don't know what this name also emerged, but are responsible for fewer attacks. Okay, I wish you could tell us how many thousands. So I'm just gonna go with the lowest number possible. So if it says thousands, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna say that just 1,000, just to be conservative here. Okay. Ian is saying, Armin, why are we getting divided like theists? Well, I don't know if we're getting it divided like theists yet. I mean, so far the death count is like at least 1,000 for Muslims and 0 for ex-Muslims. So I don't know what you're talking about, Ian. I don't think you're being very smart. I don't think yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the Ian. Okay, maybe later. Maybe we'll catch up later. Okay, maybe I'll continue. Maybe you know something about what happens later. Maybe the ex-Muslim civil war starts adding up. If you know something about history that I don't know, then maybe I'll get surprised. But right now you're not looking very smart. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, Iraq sparks war with Iran. Okay, so Iraq, which is ruled by a Sunni dictator, Saddam, it has war with Iran. I don't know if I could blame. I don't know if we could make this to be a Sunni Shia divide, because even though Iraq was ruled by Saddam, who's Sunni, most Iraqis are Shia. So I'm not going to add this to the count because this was more of a national, like from the Iraqi side. I mean, the Iranian side tried to use the Shia ideology as a way to make Saddam look like Yazid, and like, yeah, it did have, like, the Iranian side had a lot of religious propaganda to promote this war, but the Iraqi side, it was more of a nationalistic, secular kind of appeal. I don't think Saddam was very successful at using religion to motivate people to fight the Iran-Iraq war. So I don't know if maybe I'm not gonna. I mean, if we did use the Iran-Iraq war, if we did count that as a civil war between Sunnis and Shias, that would be adding like millions here. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. Let's see. Let's actually read it, see if it's fair. Iraqi President Saddam Hussein, a Sunni ruling over a majority Shia country who fears the spillover effects of the Iranian Revolution, sends his troop to occupy part of an oil-rich province in Iran. The move sparks an 8-year war, resulting in roughly 1 million deaths. 1 million deaths. Iraq is backed by Saudi Arabia. Oh, yes. No, never mind. Iraq was backed by Saudi Arabia. This is definitely the Sunni Shia civil war. And the United States, because Saudi Arabia was against the Shia Muslim, Shia Islamic Revolution that started in Iran. So because there was, Saudi itself, it was motivated to be against this Shia regime. So this is Sunni civil war. Okay, so. Yeah, we have to add this one. Okay, so like we have Muslims, 1 million deaths here. Wait, is that the correct number of zeros? Yes. Okay, 1 million, and ex-Muslims we have. Where are we at with the ex-Muslims, guys? Where are we at with the ex-Muslims? Is anyone keeping count? I think we're still at 0. If I remember correctly. Yeah, we're still at 0 with the ex-Muslims, okay? But I mean, to be fair, we haven't even started being a movement here. So maybe we'll catch up, okay? Okay? Just like bear with me, okay? 1991, Saddam crushes Shia insurgency after Gulf War. Riots erupt in the Shia cities of Basra and Najaf after U.S.-led allies drive Iraqi troops from Kuwait and route them on the battlefield in the first Gulf War. The Shia protesters are in part of motivated by perception that they will receive U.S. backing if they turn against Saddam. Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember reading about this. U.S. officials say this was never promised. The Bush Senior, I think, was promised something here. Yeah. Saddam's forces mount a brutal crackdown, killing tens of thousands of Shias, shelling the shrines of Najaf and Karbala, and razing parts of Shia towns. Okay, so again, I don't like that they say tens of thousands because I don't know how many tens of thousands. But let's just go with the minimum and just say 10,000. Okay, the minimum. Okay, so we have, what year are we at here? This is 1991. So a Muslim civil war. We have another 10,000 death here. Ex-Muslims. Where are we at with, guys? Can you tell me where are we at with the ex-Muslim civil war? Is anyone keeping count? I can't keep count on both sides. Okay. Yes, you're right, Idris. You're right. That's actually a good point. We might catch up. I don't know. We might catch up. I think, guys, I'm not sure, but I think we're still at 0. Let's just put this here, 0. Okay. Let's continue. We have a 1998 Taliban massacres Shia in Mazar-e-Sharif. Taliban militants, Sunni fundamentalists who seized power after the defeat of Soviet forces, captured the city of Mazar-e-Sharif in northwest Afghanistan. The Taliban kills at least 2,000 Shias in Mazar-e-Sharif. Oof. And Bamiyan in 1997 and 1998. The offensive in northwest Afghanistan, backed by Pakistan, helps the Taliban consolidate power in the country. Militias kill 8 Iranian diplomats based in Mazar-e-Sharif, prompting Tehran to deploy its troop to the border, but United Nations mediations averse the confrontation. Yeah, guys, don't say United Nations didn't do anything, okay? Don't people keep acting like United Nations is good for nothing. See, United Nations is sometimes good for nothing, good for something, right? So how many do we have? We had 8 diplomats here, and I think there was another number up there. Other than this 8, where was this? Where was this? Oh, 2,000. Okay, 8 and then 2,000. Okay, so let's just say I don't think these are exact numbers, but let's just go with 2008. And I think the ex-Muslim Civil War is, yeah, I think we're still at 0. Yeah, ex-Muslim Civil War, still 0 deaths. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say that they're ahead because the ex-Muslim movement hasn't even started yet at this point. We'll see. Okay. Okay. 2001, we have the AlQaeda strikes the U.S., killing thousands in response to the attacks. And okay, but we're not going to count any of this for the civil war between Sunnis and Shias because there was just like. Let's see, actually. In response to the attacks on the New York and Washington, okay, U.S. forces pursue al-Qaeda leaders and militants to their bases in Afghanistan and overthrow Taliban government. U.S.-led international troops help set up a new order in the country. New order. I don't know if you could call it order, even 10 years later. 20 years later. The toppling of the anti-Iranian Taliban government in Afghanistan followed shortly thereafter by the U.S. Invasion of Iraq that brings down another Iranian foe, Saddam Hussein. Iranian foe, Saddam Hussein, fans Sunni fears in Jordan and Gulf states of Shia revival. Okay, yeah, this is just a fear of there's a Shia revival happening. I would say the fears are justified based on what we know happened next, but this is 0 right now and 0 here, okay, because that was not this is like foreshadowing about things to come, okay. We're now at 2003. U.S. forces topple Saddam Hussein in Iraq. A coalition led by the United States invade Iraq and end Saddam's regime. And centuries of Sunni dominance in Iraq. Sectarian violence erupts, and remnants of the deposed Ba'ath Party and other Sunnis, both secular and Islamists, mount a resistance against coalition forces and their local allies. The ascendant Shia community, the Shia militias also emerged, some of which also oppose the U.S. military presence. Foreign Sunni militias, many affiliated with al-Qaeda, flock to Iraq to participate in what evolves into a sectarian war. Iranian influence in Iraq grows dramatically as Tehran backs Shia militias, as well as the Shia political parties that come to dominate the electoral process. Okay, this leads into a lot of killing, but I don't know why we're not getting any numbers here. Okay, assassination. Oh yeah, I know this guy. This is the father of the current. Recent prime minister in Lebanon. Assassination of the former Lebanese prime minister Rafik Hariri. Yeah, this is the father of the guy who was kidnapped by the Saudis, right? Anyways, former Lebanese prime minister Rafik Hariri is killed in a car bomb after spearheading an effort to raise international pressure on Syria to withdraw its forces, which have been in Lebanon since 1976. So bad guy with Syria is Shia, and Lebanon is mostly Sunni. At least Hariri is a Sunni. His assassination is seen as Syrian plot supported by Syria's Lebanese allies, including Hezbollah, and leads to massive demonstrations. So Hezbollah is Shia and Hariri is Sunni, okay? And leads to massive demonstrations that convince Syria to withdraw. The assassination and subsequent mobilization pit the Lebanese Sunni community, whom Hariri had come to represent, against Hezbollah and Lebanese Shias, who remain allied with Syria. Lebanese Christians split, with some supporting the Hariri camp and others supporting Hezbollah. I think the Christians mostly support Hezbollah in Lebanon. I could be wrong about that. But okay, so we have another, that was like a car assassination. So we have like 1 here, and then still 0 for ex-Muslims. We'll see. Maybe we'll catch up. I don't know. Bombing of Shia shrine escalates war, Iraq. So this is 2006. The bombing of Shia shrine escalates Iraq violence. Sectarian killings become normal in Iraq, with both Sunni and Shia militias targeting civilians across the country. The bombing that destroys the Golden Dome of Al-Askari Mosque in, this is that the next to the last Imam in Samara. Yes, home to the tombs of the 10th and 11th Shia Imam. Yes. I think 10th is Imam Hadi, 11 is Askari. Triggers a more intense wave of violence that almost doubles the monthly civilian death toll in Iraq to 900. 900. So we have 900 over here, and then we have 0 here for ex-Muslims. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. We'll get there. We'll catch. We'll catch up, guys. We'll catch up. You guys think we can? Okay, hold on. Saddam execution inflames Sunnis. Saddam Hussein, responsible for the deaths of thousands of Shias and Sunnis in Iraq, is executed amid taunts by witnesses who chant the name of Shia cleric and Mahdi army militia leader Muqtada al-Sadr. The unruly scene captured on video elevates Saddam's status as a martyr among many Sunni. Yet this guy was not a very serious religious person. I don't understand this. Many Sunnis in the region, and underscores the new reality of rising Shia power in Iraq. I don't know. Should we put Saddam's death as 1? I guess yes. I mean it was. Yeah, 1. I would go put Saddam. 1. All right. Yeah, because they killed him and they were like shouting Shia chants and stuff like that, right? So it was the Shias when he was being hanged. The Shias were like chanting. Okay, so that is definitely Shia Sunni divide. So I'm gonna put Saddam as 1 for Muslims. Okay. Guys, we're gonna get to that. Mike up. Can you pay attention? We're at 2006. You're talking about Yemen. We're in 2006. God damn it. Guys, be a little bit patient, okay? You guys saying yes, it counts. Yes. Oh, my cup is saying yes, I think it counts. You guys agree it counts. Okay. Yeah, I should pay attention to the live chat more. Okay, Ian finally gets what's happening. God damn. Okay, that was very slow, Ian. But it's okay. I'm glad you're with us now. No, Qasim can count. Saddam and Hajj Qasim is more than 1. No, I can't. No. Every human lives are the same. But does it really count? Yeah, it does count. All right, let's continue, okay? 2011, protests erupt in the Middle East, exposing sectarian fault lines. Wait, are we talking about? Okay, a wave of pro-democracy protests sweep across the region, starting with the overthrow of Tunisia's president and then Egypt's on February 11th, eventually spreading to the Arab states in what is known as the Arab Spring or the Arab Awakening. Arab Awakening. It's just Arab Spring. Iranian officials welcome the fall of long-term U.S. allies like Egypt's president. Oh, such hypocrites. Hossein Mubarak. U.S. allies like Egypt's president, Mubarak, and unrest in Bahrain, home to an oppressed Shia majority. Yeah, so by the way, in Bahrain is very dangerous given how much Iran wants to influence in Bahrain, because the majority people in Bahrain are Shia and the government is Sunni. So it's like really good opportunity for Iranian meddling, okay? As protests reach Syria in March, Tehran backs the government, which is dominated by Alawi. Basically, this is like a weird Shia sect. Here it is. A heterodox Shia sect, while the opposition is dominated by members of the majority Sunni community. These are perfect situations. Whenever you have, like Iraq, Bahrain, and Syria was like, Iran wants to repeat what happened in Iraq, in Bahrain, and in Syria. Right? Well, actually, not in Syria. Never mind. Syria is actually the opposite. Hold on. Yeah, Bahrain is basically like Sunnis ruling over the majority Shia. That's perfect for a toppling of a government. Iran would love that, but Iran does the exact opposite when it comes to Syria, because you have a Sunni majority ruled by by Shia. So they're like, yeah, we're like pro-protest, we're pro-revolution, and then like it hits Syria, they're like, oopsie, no, we only like it when the oppressed are Shia. We don't like it when the oppressed are Sunni. All of a sudden, we go and support dictators because we are pro-Shia. Guys, if anything didn't make it more clear that the politics in the Middle East is completely in line with the Sunni Shia divide, it was basically this, right? When Iran was like, oh my God, look at all these Arabs bringing down tyrants. That's like exactly like our revolution. Yay, bring down the monarchs. Yes, bring down the monarchs in Egypt. Yes, bring down the monarchs in Tunisia. Yay, bring down the monarchs. Can you please see something in Saudi Arabia? No, they're handing out checks to everybody, so no. Okay, maybe one day. Yay, but like, we hate the monarch. We hate dictators. We hate the oppressors. These are the Yazidis of our time. And then we say Syria, and they're like, yeah. Wait, no. Syria, no, that's our ally. They're our Shia. Their oppression is only oppression when it's happening to Shias. If it's happening to Sunnis, that's not oppression, that's justified. So we need to go and defend our Shia buddy, right? We need to go and send help to Assad and like oppress the Syrian people who want democracy. Like, no democracy for you, only democracy for people who are rising against tyrants who are Sunni and we do not like. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, so this made it very clear that the Sunni Shia divide is basically what's happening in all of these. And basically, you have Saudi Arabia leading the Sunnis and Iran leading the Shias, and all these other groups are just basically proxies that are fighting on behalf of the people in Riyadh and in Tehran, right? Which is very interesting, by the way, because as Saudi Arabia have failed and Iran has been successful in its ideological battle around the Middle East, Turkey is now like, hey guys, can I be the Sunni leader? Turkey is coming in like, can I be the Sunni leader? I mean, Saudi Arabia is even buddies with Israel right now. Is this who the Sunnis want as the leader of the Sunni people, right? Is Saudi Arabia? Come on, guys. Come on. The Saudis were never even an empire. We were the Ottoman Empire, right? I mean, and we're still anti-Israel. Like, I mean, if you ignore all the trade agreements we have with them, I mean, but you can't rely on Iran to be anti-Israel. They're Shia. Okay, so like the Palestinians, they're Sunni, and we're Sunni, and Saudi Arabia sucks. So can we be the leader of the Sunni world? So Turkey is like stepping in, which is very interesting because Apostle Prophet, who's from Turkey, is also stepping in and taking over the ex-Muslim scene, right? So I don't know. It just seems like everything seems to be parallel, right? The ex-Muslim world is just exactly like how the Muslim world is like growing, and I don't know. It's just so bizarre how perfectly it matches. Yeah. So okay, let's go here. Did anybody die? Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Egypt's Morsi visits Iran. President Mohamed Morsi trip to Tehran, the first visit by Egyptian leaders since Cairo's recognition of Israel in the 1980s, signals the potential for a new relationship between Iran and Sunni Islamists. that was very short, right? Iran tries to rebrand their remarks that Iranian officials criticized. Yeah, okay, that didn't last very long. There we go. Hezbollah commander killed in Syria. Civil war divides Syrians largely along sectarian lines. By the way, sectarian lines is another word for religious lines. it's just not very nice. Okay, sectarian lines with Sunnis supporting rebels and the Alawi Shias and other minorities backing the Assad regime. Foreign Sunni fighters trickle and then flood into the country, and signs of increased involvement from Iran and its Lebanon proxy militias, Hezbollah, emerged. The death of Hezbollah founding member Ali Hussein Nassif comes months before the group publicly acknowledges its role in the war. Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries fund rebels, turning their fighting in Syria into a regional proxy war. Okay, so I don't know how many other people are dying in these proxy wars, but we'll just count this one guy, okay? Because I'm not going to add the numbers that we don't have, and I'm not going to go research that right now. I'm just going to put one, okay? I know it's going to be more, but let's just be conservative here, okay? All right, where are we here? I might need to take a pee break. This is getting longer than I thought, okay? So if I do have a pee break, you guys have to entertain each other. You know what? I'm just going to keep it here. I'm going to go be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere, okay? I'm gonna go for a pee break. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay, before you ask, the answer to your question is yes. Yes. Do you know what the question is? The question is, did you wash your hand, Armin? Yes, I washed my hand. God damn it. I'm just gonna answer it before anybody asks. That's yes. Oh my God, our queen took over. This is my stream now. Kneel down before you. Kneel down. Wow, my God. This is a coup. Our queen is taking over. Did you? Yes, I already answered it. Look. Okay. All right, let's continue. Al-Qaeda, never mind. Al-Qaeda's Iraq affiliate expands in Syria. The Islamic State of Iraq, Al-Qaeda affiliate in the country, extends its activities into Syria, creating the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS. I'm not going to say the thing because YouTube doesn't like that. Known for its brutality against Shias and most Sunnis who oppose it, the group proves to be too extreme for Al-Qaeda and is eventually expelled from the network. ISIS attacks in Iraq and Syria add an additional layer of sectarian violence to the region, and its control of territory in both states threaten to dissolve borders and fracture countries in the Middle East. It's not giving me some numbers. I need some numbers here. So I'm pretty sure a whole bunch of Shias, there are so many Shias who died from here, but I guess we're not going to add it because we don't have the number, okay? 2014, anti-Shia sentiment spread to Indonesia. I didn't know about this, by the way, guys. Asian Muslims influenced by sectarian violence in the Middle East and Pakistan aim to avoid potential tensions by suppressing the growth of their tiny Shia communities. Indonesian clerics and radical Islamists hold an anti-Shia alliance meeting in the world's largest Muslim country, which is more than 99% Sunni. Malaysia, where Sunnis are also dominant, has implemented laws forbidding the propagation of the Shia faith. Wow. Okay, I did not know this. Now I learned something new with you guys here. Okay, you guys are asking me questions that is not relevant to what we're talking about. Shia militias mobilize as ISIS advances in Iraq. ISIS militias and I said the word. God damn it. ISIS militias and other armed Sunni groups seized Mosul, Iraq's second largest city, with little resistance. This is 2014, by the way, brewing for years in response to what it sees as exclusionary policies of Shia Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki. Yeah, this guy was an idiot. Expands towards Baghdad and the borders with Syria and Jordan. ISIS threatens to destroy sacred Shia shrines, promoting a call to arms by Iraq's top Shia cleric, Grand Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani. Shia civilians respond to mass recruitment drive that swells the ranks of militias and elevates sectarian tension. Yay, sectarian tensions. Houthis storm Sana'a. Oh, okay, guys, this is while this is happening, a lot of people don't know that this is going to be astronomically worse than what's happening over here, but we know now that what this is going to lead to, right? Yes, a lot of unity in the Middle East. Okay, this is what Islam brings you. Houthi storm Sana'a. Okay, Abed Rabo. Okay, Al Hadi. Okay, I don't know this. Why? God damn! Look at this long name. This is Hadi. Okay, Yemen's president flees Sana'a after the Houthis. Zaidi Shia. Okay, this is also another Shia weird. By the way, when I grew up in Iran, I just thought Shia is just 12 Imams. Like, what is all these weird other Shias? Like, I never knew growing up in Iran that these other weird Shia groups. Okay, if you're Shia, you have 12 Imams. Then you're like Syria has like Alawite Shias, and then Ismaili Shias, and then you have like Yemen have their own brand of Shias. What are these Shia groups? You go from Ali to Mahdi. Like, what the hell is all this crap? This is all bid'ah. All right, Shia militias group in the country take over the capital Sana'a. Al-Qaeda uses the Houthi advance to attract recruits and improves its standing among Yemen Sunni. Tehran praises the Houthis' takeover, and Iranian civilian flights land in Sana'a for the first time in 25 years. Saudi Arabia, backed by 9 Sunni majority countries and the United States, launches airstrikes against the Houthi targets in March. Okay, so just remember this one because we're going to come back to this, and I think you guys know why we're going to come back to this. Okay. Okay, so Saudi Arabia cuts ties with Iran. So this is 2016. Saudi Arabia breaks off diplomatic relations with Iran for the first time since 1988 to 1990. The escalation comes a day after Saudi Arabia executed Sheikh. Oh yeah, I remember this. Sheikh Nimr al-Nimr. Yeah, this guy was like celebrated like a martyr in Iran when this happened. A Shia cleric who had led anti-government protests in the country's east, where a Shia minority lives atop major oil reserves. Iran's leaders denounced the execution, and the Saudi broke off ties after Iranian protesters stormed the Saudi embassy in Tehran and a consulate in Mashhad. The crisis threatens U.S. efforts to broker a settlement to the Syrian civil war, with both Iranian and Saudi participation. I can't speak. Saudi allies, Bahrain and Sudan break off diplomatic relations, and the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait downgrade relation with Iran. Okay, now we have 2016. Guys, we're getting close, okay? Bear with me. Iran's nuclear agreement goes into force. The United Nations nuclear watchdog verifies that Iran has carried out the first steps for resisting its nuclear program. Oh no, we're restricting, not resisting, as agreed to in the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. The previous summer, the European Union, United Nations, and United States followed by lifting sanctions on Iran. Saudi Arabia had vigorously lobbied the United States against the agreement, believing that that sanctions relief would allow Iran to redouble its commitment to proxy fights in the Middle East. Gulf officials also fear that the accord might signal a diminished U.S. commitment to their security. Okay. 2017, we're getting here, guys. We're getting close. We're getting close to present. Arab diplomat crisis erupts with Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and Bahrain severed ties with Qatar, accusing it of fostering terrorism. Oh my God, I almost said it. In the region, they restrict. Guys, this happened 3 years ago? It's been 3 years? I feel like this feels like last year. What? Time flies so fast. They restrict access to Qatar and enlist other countries in the coalition. Qatar had long struck a foreign policy independent of its far. By the way, this just recently, this was now they're buddies again. Okay, this just recently stopped. Okay, the blockade just recently ended. Qatar had long struck a foreign policy independent of its far larger Gulf neighbor. After the 2011 Arab uprising, it lent its backing to popular Islamist movement that Saudi and Emirati monarchy saw as what I don't know this one inimical, I don't know, to their interests, and it also rejected the hard line that both Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates took against Iran. The move to isolate Qatar came just after a Riyadh summit in which the leaders of Sunni powers, Qatar among them, joined President Trump on his first foreign trip to present a united front against Iran. Okay, so this is the last one, but I'm going to add something right after this, okay? The terrorist, again, I'm not going to say this because YouTube doesn't like this word, attacks in Iran linked to Islamic State. The Islamic State claims responsibility for simultaneous attacks on Iran's parliament. But why is this woman laughing? I don't understand. You're just like leaving the parliament because there was an explosion, and she's like, "We're under attack." Ah! Okay, never mind. And okay, Iran's parliament and the shrine to revolutionary leader Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, the perpetrators of the assault, in which 17 were killed and dozens injured, are identified as Iranian Kurds. But top Iranian security official cast blame on Saudi Arabia, saying sponsors terrorist groups inside Iran. But whether it's Kurd or other groups, it's still Sunni. So I think we could count this as. So we have another 17 guys. We have another. I know. By the way, guys, I know we missed a whole bunch in there because there's a lot that what we didn't get numbers for, but we're just going to go with the minimum. Okay, so we got another 17 for the Muslim side, and ex-Muslim, I think we're still at 0, but you could correct me if I'm wrong. So by the way, if you guys note, so this just ends here, okay, in 2017, maybe because it was published in 2017, but I just want to go back to this Yemen one, right? And the proxy war, the Shia Sunni proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia. I just want to get an update about what has happened here, okay? So we have the Yemeni Civil War, which started from 2014 till present, okay? Hold on. Okay, Qasim is saying, I'm sure that was not from ISIS, but even if it wasn't from ISIS, if it was the Kurdish, it was still Sunni. Okay, Iggy, you want me to remove the 17, Qasim? Do you want me to remove the 17? Okay, Qasim is like, there are some conspiracy theories in Iran which the people say was the government itself. I don't know. I don't trust a lot of people conspiracy theories from Iran, but let's just say 0, okay? Just in case it was Iran's government itself, okay? How about that? Are you guys happy? Because some people say it was Iran's government itself, okay? But yeah, 7. I'll give you that 17, okay? All right, let's go over here. Oh, look at this. Abu is saying, please explain how does Shia Islam make more sense with fabricated sources? Because Ali is Waliullah! Shut up. Abu he's up. Anyways, let's continue. Ashhadu anna. This is how it goes. Abu he's up. It goes, Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. And this is the part that you're missing, okay? Ashhadu anna Aliyan Waliullah. Waliullah is part of this, should be part of the Shahadat, okay? No, you guys, you see Bukhari and Muslim is authentic narrations. No. Maybe study some Hadith coffee instead of your biased Sunni sources. All right, but let's look at this, okay? Yemeni Civil War 2014 till present. Okay, Qasim, you're getting really off track. You're getting really off track with that. I already removed the 17. I don't need the details of that attack, okay? You want the 17, I'll just give you the 17, okay? We don't need to really go into that detail. Oh my God. You're missing the main point of this video, okay? All right. The Yemeni Civil War is an ongoing multi-sided civil war that began in 2014, mainly between Hadi led Yemeni government and the Houthi armed movement, along with their supporters and allies. Both claim to constitute the official government of Yemen. The civil war began in September 2014 when Houthi forces took over the capital city, Sana'a, which was followed by a rapid Houthi takeover of the government. On 21st March 2015, the Houthis-led Supreme Revolutionary Committee declared a general mobilization to overthrow Hadi and expand their control by driving into southern provinces. The Houthi offensive, allied with military forces loyal to Saleh, began fighting the next day in some parts of the country, blah, blah, blah. By 25 March, another city fell to the Houthis, and they reached the outskirts of Aden, the seat of power of Hadi's government. Hadi fled to the country the same day. Concurrently, a coalition led by Saudi Arabia launched military operation by using airstrike to restore the former Yemeni government. Although there was no direct intervention by Iran, who support the Houthis, the conflict has been widely seen as an extension of the Iran-Saudi Arabia proxy conflict and as a means to combat Iranian influence in the region. All right, I'm not going to read the rest. I just want to go to, so this is basically a Saudi-Iranian proxy war, and you can see that the Saudi Arabia is backing the Sunni sides of this conflict, and Iran obviously is going to back the Houthis. And even though it didn't start with Iran supporting the Houthis anything beyond strategic guidance and support, it eventually led to Iran officially supporting the Houthis in much more ways. But yeah, so you could read the more details about where this led to. But what I want to see is, hold on. Oh yeah, the humanitarian situation. Okay, the humanitarian situation in Yemen. CNN reported on April 8th, 2015, that almost 10,160,000 Yemenis were deprived of water, food, and electricity as a result of the conflict. The report also added, per source from UNICEF officials in Yemen, that within 15 days, some 100,000 people across the countries were dislocated, while more than 10 million Yemenis did not have enough food to eat, in addition to 850,000 half-starved children. Over 13 million civilians were without access to clean water. By the way, this is all because of, as a result of this war, okay, between the Sunnis and Shias, basically, okay. A medical aid boat brought 2.5 tons of medicine to Aden on April 8, 2015. A UNICEF plane loaded with 16 tons of supplies landed. Okay, so this is like the stuff that they did. Okay, let me see if I could get any numbers here, okay? Even before the war, tens of thousands of Yemeni children were dying of preventative causes, but now the situation is much worse, and an estimated 1,000 children are dying every week. Again, let me read this one more time. An estimated 1,000 children are dying every week from preventable killers like diarrhea, malnutrition, and respiratory. I can't speak today, or any day. Tract infections. Yeah, so this is because of the lack of access to water, food, and medicine because of the war, right? Let me actually see what the final numbers are. The International Rescue Committee stated in March that at least 9.8 million people in Yemen were acutely in need of health services. The closure of some. Okay, so I just want to get the final numbers. Let me see. In June 2020, UNHCR said that following more than 5 years of war in Yemen, more than 3.6 million people have been forced to flee their homes, while 24 million are in dire need of aid. The group also informed that a significant gap in funding has been recorded with only. Okay, so this is not on July 2nd, 2020, Human Rights Watch reported that detainees. Okay, this is not gonna give me any numbers on how many people have died? Does anybody have that number? Refugees, evacuation, impact on citizens, children and women, education. It's not gonna see. Let me see if I could find a number. Yemen war death count is. What do I even Google? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have, according to ACLED, over 100,000 people have been killed in Yemen, including more than 12,000 civilians, as well as estimates of more than 85,000 dead as a result of an ongoing famine due to the war. So, okay, so we have 100,000 plus 85,000 because of the famine that is resulted from the war. Okay, so we're gonna go with 185,000. Okay, and this is the most recent numbers that we have, right? Yes. Okay, yes, this is the most recent number. All right, so this is the number that we have. And guys, so this is we for the Muslims, we came all the way to 2020, right? So what if we do want to do the same thing with the ex-Muslims right now? How many deaths do we have at 2020? Guys, I don't know. Do we have anything like this is the civil war between me and Apostle Prophet? I think Apostle Prophet is okay. I'm okay. I don't, guys. I might be okay. Here's the thing. Okay, you guys have to keep me honest. Okay, your job as in the live chat is to keep me honest. Okay, I am very biased against Islam, and I'm on the ex-Muslim side. Okay, so I'm thinking, don't be charitable to me. Okay, I think that we still have 0 ex-Muslim deaths from our civil war. But if I'm being biased right now, just let me know, okay? I might be biased here. I don't know, guys. Okay, let me. I'm gonna sum it up, and you guys could, if I'm gonna look at the live chat and see if any of you is gonna tell me that no, yeah, Armin, there are some ex-Muslim deaths, and wait, and you missed it. Okay, so let me see the sum of all of this for ex-Muslims. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look so good, man. Yeah, we have 1,198,911 for the Muslim side. For the ex-Muslim civil war, so far we have 0. Guys, am I being biased here? Be honest with me. Oh, yeah, you guys, okay. I am biased. Okay. All right. So I think we have some catching up to do when it comes to the ex-Muslim civil war compared to the Muslim civil war. And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.